and welcome back to the channel if you're a returning viewer, and welcome to the channel if you're a new viewer. We are Alan Presents. This is my co-host Leanne.
Hi.
I am your main host for the predictions videos. My name is Alan, and as you've already seen from the title card, we are covering our predictions for Extreme Rules 2022 today. Extreme!
Hopefully. More extreme than last year.
I was just going to say it's definitely more extreme than last year. I think we've kind of bantered about this before, but I don't think there was any extreme matches. I don't know if I've got the notes from that far back in this book. I'll show the Survivor Series, Crown Jewel, Extreme Rules. There it is. Let's have a look. Nope, not one single Extreme Rules match or stipulation match, chairs, tables, ladders, nothing. Just because I've got this year, we're going to throw back briefly to last year to see how this to run down the last year's cards. We had Liv Morgan versus Carmella. We had the Usos versus the Street Profits for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. We had Sheamus versus Damian Priest versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. We had Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. We have a Rags. I don't know if the camera's got it. Oh, Rags.
Make earthquakes. Okay.
You're a true natural disaster. He's the camera cat now. He's the camera cat.
Camera cat.
We had Charlotte Flair facing Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship, and we had Roman Reigns versus the Demon Finn Balor for the Universal title. Yeah, the less said about that, the better, I think, because that was just awful. The way they ended that match was ridiculously bad. Yeah. So I probably should have counted the amount of matches. Oh, straight to the same page. So 6 matches. We've got 6 matches on this card as well. So it's quite a even paced in that sense. One thing I did notice while making my notes earlier today, there's only 2 title matches on this card.
Okay.
And they're both women's titles.
Ooh,
no men's titles are on the line.
Wow.
Which is interesting because
I
know
it for Crown Jewel, aren't they?
Probably, yeah. Because I know you sort of you prefer to see the women's titles on the shows, and if they don't do it, you start getting a bit of a hump on. If
it's like clearly putting the women down kind of thing, yeah, it's nice to see.
I mean, I don't think they ever sort of clearly put the women down in that sense.
If it's like really uneven, and I don't know. I know it's always going to be uneven, but sometimes it's way too much one way. But it's good to see.
Well, we'll cover the unevenness actually, because I'm gonna put uneven there because there is I will cover it later on when we get to that match when I forgot to write it down. So as opposed to last year where no matches had any stipulations, there weren't any special kind of what was that guy feature match, or what does the guy call him in the Battle Royale video we did, the Royal Albert Hall one? He kept saying this is a tag team. Is it Spectacle? Was he using Spectacle? I can't remember. Wow, that's
wasn't even that long ago.
It wasn't. What's going on? Anyway, so last year we had 0 stipulations. There were 0 special matches. This year, out of 6 matches, how many do you think have stipulations, Leanne?
6.
Bingo! 100% of the matches of this year's Extreme Rules have a stipulation of some sort, or like a special feature match.
Good.
Tag team feature, I think that's what they said.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, every one of them has got, it's like a such and such match, or this match, or that match, whatever. We'll cover them in a minute. But it's like a 200% increase over last year's.
Infinite increase over last year's.
Yeah.
It's good to see. I mean, it's Extreme Rules, so you got to have something extreme.
Yeah, you can't call it Extreme Rules if you don't have something extreme.
Exactly.
That's just ridiculous, you know?
It's just rules.
Okay, so let's get into the matches then. So, the first match, so much like all the other prediction videos we have, these aren't going to be the order of the matches that we think are running on the night. It's the non-title matches, followed by the title matches, because the title matches should be potentially the bigger, sort of higher stakes almost. Yeah. So, first off, we're going to cover Matt Riddle. That's right, I said Matt Riddle, because he's found his Matt.
Wait, you found it.
Versus Seth Freakin Rollins.
Cool.
Do you remember what kind of match this was?
Fight pit.
Inside the fight pit.
Yes.
So, okay, another follow-up question. Do you remember the name of the special guest referee they've got coming in?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Hello.
So, the first fight pit match took place in May of 2020, NXT. I think we've lost our kids. The first 5-pit match took place in May 2020,
Mm-hmm.
where you had Matt Riddle, back in NXT, still in NXT,
Yes.
fought Timothy Thatcher.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good match. Really enjoyed it. It's something quite unique and different. The winner was Matt Riddle. And the second match, there's only been 2 thus far. This will be the third 5-pit in WWE/NXT. The second one was Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher.
Mm-hmm.
So Timothy Thatcher seems to have that edge at the moment. I don't think he's with NXT anymore, thinking about it. I haven't heard his name in a long time. I think he must have been part of the releases at some point. But Matt Riddle will go into this one as the veteran of this particular match.
He did one.
Yeah, he's done one. Also, bear in mind, Matt Riddle is a trained UFC, an MMA fighter.
Yes.
I don't know if he fought an MMA in UFC or if it was Bellator or another promotion. I don't know. I know Dana White's had some choice words about Matt Riddle and his habits, shall we say. Is his 420 habits, shall we say. But Matt Riddle definitely has the edge over Rollins in this one. As such, though, the referee for the first fight pit was Kurt Angle. I don't recall who the referee was for the second one, if there was a special referee. But the referee for this one is none other than former UFC heavyweight champion, UFC Hall of Famer, Daniel Cormier. Stone Cold Steve Austin's favourite UFC fighter, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
I believe he's had him on his podcast. I think he did one of those, when he goes and meets people, he does stuff. I think he was on one of those episodes, maybe? I
Yeah.
can't remember. But this will be interesting because he's not going to take crap from anyone.
No.
You know, he's the former heavyweight fighter, and UFC isn't like wrestling. It is well, wrestling is predetermined. UFC is straight up contact sport. It's 2 guys swinging, kicking, trying to beat the hell out of each other, knock them out, or tap them out. You know.
Yeah, you seem pretty pretty cool from the promo sort of things that they've done, and like tough but fair.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I can almost imagine sort of Seth Rollins trying to intimidate them, and Cormier's just gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing, mate?" You know. So that could be quite an entertaining kind of addition to this.
Yes.
Do you remember the only way that you can win this match?
It's by submission.
Correct.
Yes.
So no pinfalls, no countouts. Well, you won't be able to get out of the cage anyway. And there's not going to be disqualifications. Nobody can interfere. You won't be able to get in because the roof, the cage. It's like a steel cage with a platform on the top. I'll insert a picture at some point anyway. But you can't really get in because you get to the top of the cage and you'd be like kind of trying to reach for and you just wouldn't get in.
There's no doors.
No. So this is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, this obviously stems in from the feud from Clash of the Castle, and previously to that, obviously, we talked about that at the Clash of the Castle video. So they've kind of still just been going at each other. Seth Rollins won the last match. Riddle's obviously, no, I want you back, I want you, bro, I want you in a cage, I want you in the fight pit, I want to beat your ass. And this it's kind of escalated from there, and it seems that wherever Riddle is, Rollins is, and wherever Rollins is, Riddle is.
Yeah.
But it does kind of feel a bit more reminiscent of the old school feuds in the Attitude Era.
Okay.
It's not, oh, well, you know, I'm going to call out Rollins, and then Rollins comes out. Or Rollins is just there. Like, recently they just had them sat at the ringside. Like, why would you do that? Because clearly if the guy's got that much beef with you, he's going to jump out of the match and go after you instead of, you know, it just doesn't make sense. So having them just sort of Riddle just popping out of nowhere, or Rollins popping out of nowhere, I think that's great. I've been really enjoying that.
Yeah.
And obviously Daniel Cormier can act as that official. He will put hands on, he won't care, he will get involved if he has to. Yeah, I mean, you got anything else to add about this?
I don't think so. It's not a match type that I've seen before, so I'm quite looking forward to that. And it's probably going to be brutal. It's definitely going to be extreme.
I think of all the matches on this card, this is probably the second highest to have colour.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure which way I want this one to go. I feel like Riddle's losing quite a lot to Rollins.
He's lost one.
It feels like more. I don't know. He's been beat up. They're not, you know. So it might be time for him to win one, and he has got the advantage in this because he's done one before. I don't know if they'd go down that route. Because would it then end the feud, and is it time for the feud to end?
If someone beats Rollins, do you honestly think Rollins will let that go if he doesn't want to get the last word?
That's true. Yeah. So I'd probably go for Riddle on this one.
Riddle?
Matt Riddle.
Yeah, I agree with that. Matt Riddle, I think, is winning this one. And then I think you will get some sort of rubber match at some point, maybe a Crown Jewel. But I don't know what kind of match. I feel that you would have to have another stipulation.
Yeah.
Like maybe Hell in a Cell. I don't know, something like that maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or Falls Count Anywhere. Something like that. Something that's going to be like the ultimate sort of boom. This is the end of it. This is it. Last fight. Let's go.
I think it's quite hard to escalate from Fight Pit.
Yeah, I think Hell in a Cell is probably the closest you're going to get to that.
Yeah.
I think.
We'll
But yeah.
see.
Okay. So next up then. So that was a Raw match. Next up, I haven't actually thought about that. So we got an even split between Raw and SmackDown.
Nice.
Next up then, we've got a good old 6-man tag team match as the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. So that's okay. So we got Rich Holland, Butch, and Sheamus against not Walter, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni. I can't remember what they're calling him. Giovanni something.
Yeah.
Vinci, something like that.
Sounds right.
Something like that. I'm still having trouble getting it because I know it's Fabian Eichner from NXT. So, do you remember what this kind of match was, Leanne?
Oh. Was it a just no holds barred kind of
In a sense.
street fight?
This is a good old fashioned Donny Brook match.
Donnybrook again.
It's a Donnybrook.
So we're gonna have some shillelaghs.
Do you think they're gonna hang the Irish flag right around this time?
Probably. They probably had enough comments on social media about last time.
I think they probably had enough comments from Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, to be perfectly honest, because Drew McIntyre is one of those commentees on Facebook, on Twitter.
It would be alright if it wasn't like the flag of a different country the other way around.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. So again, this is kind of stemming out from Clash of the Castle, in which Sheamus fought Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship in what would they call it? Banger after banger after banger, as Sheamus calls them. So the matches he's having, to be fair, have been so freaking good recently. Sheamus has always been one of those sleeper guys that you don't want to sleep on. You know, he's so good.
That's such a weird sentence.
I know. That didn't really come out right in my head either. He's one of those guys you don't want to sleep on because he is so good. You give him a couple of inches, he's going to take a foot.
Yeah.
You give him a foot, he's going to take a couple of miles, you know. That's he proved that at Clash of the Castle with Gunther when he had that standing ovation after losing the match.
Yep.
But damn, it was a banger of a match.
It was an awesome match.
I've seen less bangers in a bag of bangers and mash. Yeah, I know, sure. That didn't work.
So good.
So, I mean, yeah, they've just kind of been having tag team matches and they've been kind of getting into feeling with each other again. Sheamus is having an Intercontinental title match against Gunther again this Friday on SmackDown. So, Extreme Rules takes place on Saturday. Should probably preface this at the beginning. We're dropping our prediction videos now because we won't have time to watch and record and edit and upload. It'll literally be an hour before the main event, for the pay-per-view. Premium live event starts. So we're uploading it now, and obviously if there's any new matches or things announced on SmackDown, we will put them in the description down below and as our predictions. As such, last week on SmackDown, Sheamus came out with a shillelagh. He smacked Giovanni, smacked Ludwig Kaiser, jumped in the ring, threw the shillelagh out, and him and Gunther start going at it. But I'm like, well, that was a stupid move because the other two are going to be up in like a couple of minutes. And what you know, they came in and they all beat the hell out of him. Yeah,
he's not thinking straight. He's just mad.
Yeah, well, he's crazy. And then obviously the other Brawling Brutes were obviously because of Hurricane Ian. They weren't able to make the event. They were stuck in Florida, so they weren't able to. So they kind of leaned into that pretty well, I thought.
Yeah.
I think 6-man tag matches or 6-person tag matches can be rather hit or miss.
Yes. They can.
I'm going to assume that this being a good old-fashioned Donnybrook means there's no, like, 1-on-1 in the ring and 2 people on each side standing outside. It's just going to be all 3 of them just beating the other 3 up.
Yeah.
Constantly. And I think that's what we need.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, it's Extreme Rules. It's not stand in the corner and listen to the rules.
No, it wouldn't work if they did it as a Donnybrook and tags.
No.
It wouldn't make sense. So yeah, we're gonna just have 3 people beating up a different 3 people with sticks.
One thing's for certain, this is gonna be a banger.
It's gonna be a banger.
Any thoughts on this one?
It's gonna be great. I mean, both teams are just amazing, and looking forward to watching some
Bangers.
fists fly, shillelaghs
Shillelaghs.
chucked about. And one
Yeah.
of the things that they're going to use, we're going to maybe get a list of props going. It's going to be good.
I want someone to bring like a jar or a tin of hot dogs, like proper German hot dogs.
They're not bangers. You want a proper meaty
Well, that'd be
sausage
funny
to
though,
be a
because-
banger.
Because Gunther.
Yeah,
Right?
the bratwurst.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who have you got?
Brawling Brutes.
Brawling Brutes?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the match leans in their favour a little bit, but it's going to be a close one.
I'm going to swing on the other side of this one,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I'm going to go for Imperium.
Cool.
Because Gunther's got so much momentum right now that I don't think they
It's
want to
true.
kill that. Especially only having Giovanni back with them calling them Imperium for like about a month.
That's very true. But at the same time, you could have one of the others lose and not make Volta... Sorry.
But then you make
Gunther
Imperium
look
look
weak.
weak.
Mm.
Because it's still one of the guys from Imperium taking the loss.
Okay.
So I'm going to go for Imperium. I think they're going to just keep on rising with this. And then you could build up, because we're not going to talk about the tag team title match, because there is no tag team title match on this card. But you could then have the other guys in Imperium potentially challenge the Usos.
Yeah.
You know, and that could be pretty interesting. So you kind of almost flip the script on this. You'd have, like, the Braun Brutes would beat the hell out of them, but Imperium kind of win, and then maybe they show each other a bit of respect. And then you almost get a slight turn from heel to face, and then go, right, well, we feel we've earned a tag team title match.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing, maybe.
Maybe.
Which could be interesting. Okay, back to Raw. On the other side of things, we've got our next match is between the returning after being injured for like 2 weeks. Edge, and he is facing Judgment Day's Finn Balor. Stop looking at my notes, Leanne.
Can't help it, they're right there.
Do you remember
Not that
what
I can
kind
read
of
your handwriting. What kind of match is
What kind
it?
of match is this, Leanne?
Is this the strap match?
Nope.
No, that's something else. Is there a strap match? There is one, isn't there? I cannot remember.
It's an I Quit match.
That's right, because he's been saying that he won't quit, and then Finn Balor said he's gonna make you say I quit, and in the Judgment Day promo they said I quit like so many times that I don't know why I didn't remember it.
They want to be careful when they're doing that, because there was a trick that Shane McMahon pulled years ago with Mick Foley, where he piped the I quits when he was fighting The Rock into the speakers, and the ref was like, "Oh, he said I quit."
What if that's what they're doing? Because they did say it, but no, it was partly Damian Priest saying it aloud, so it wouldn't work. Interesting though.
So obviously this is again stemming out from some stuff that happened at Clash of the Castle, which Dominic turned on Ray and Edge. He just swung for the hills with his foot, booted Edge in between the uprights.
Yep.
Clotheslined his father. There was a point where literally he said on Raw that he hates his father, which is like, whoa, that's
strong words.
A bit extreme. See
Rules.
what I did there? But you know, Dominic's not thinking with his brain at the moment.
He's thinking with someone else's brain.
He's thinking with his mammy's brain.
Yep.
Rhea's his mammy.
So weird. It kind of works, but it also is very weird.
It is a bit. But I don't hate it.
No.
I don't hate it. Dominic's really coming into his own with these promos.
Yeah.
I think the promos in the last couple of weeks he's been doing have been better than anything he's done the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's really... he's learning a lot.
Yeah, and he's following through with it, and like, you know, I bet there was trepidation with him going, oh, I don't want to say I hate my dad, but I reckon he knuckled down. He went, nah, screw it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's fine, because that's what I need to do, and that's he's
doing
furthering the cause, which is great, you know. So obviously, this being an I Quit match, it is going to lead into outside interference, most likely, from the other members of Judgment Day.
Almost certainly.
Rey Mysterio's not booked on this card, so chances are he'll get involved.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be the one where he actually hits his son.
So we should probably rewind a bit, actually, because Edge was, as I said, returning. He was injured, per se. When he... I think he took on... Was it Damian Priest or Dominic? No, I think it was Dominic. I think it was Dominic.
I think so.
Or was it the next weekend Damian Priest? I can't remember. Either way. No, Damian Priest was before Clash of the Castle, I think, so it was Dominic. So he fought Dominic, but a week or two after Clash of the Castle. They chucked a chair on his leg, they slammed the chair, they injured his leg, they broke his leg, and then like 2 weeks later he's running back down challenging an I Quit match, and it's like...
It's a miracle!
This is the kind of stupid BS I was hoping they would get away from.
Yeah.
You know? Like... Have him like get dropped on the stairs and maybe, oh no, he's got a potential slight tear in his muscle. Fair enough. That would heal quicker than a bone. You know? But then he comes out, Judgment Day are beating up Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
And Edge returns and he clears up the ring. And then he's like, yeah, I know I don't quit. Even when I had to leave for 9 years because of my neck injury, I never quit for one day. I got back and here I am and that's it. I challenge you to an I Quit match, Finn Balor. And that's first time ever we're going to see Edge versus Finn Balor.
Yeah.
So far we've seen obviously in tag matches and multi-person matches. And they've been good. They've been good together. And I'm looking forward to seeing the one-on-one match. I think this
for
could
as long
really
as it lasts. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I think this could be really good.
Yeah.
The only way this gets any better is if Finn Balor brings out the demon.
I was wondering if it's a possibility.
He won't.
Nah. One day
the demon will return. I mean, it's a year to the event that we haven't seen the demon after that absolute trash that they pulled last year. Yeah. Anyway, any more thoughts on this one?
I mean, I love Finn Balor. It's great. And Edge is a legend.
Edge the ledge.
Edge the ledge, yes. For however long he's got left.
About a year.
About a year. Yeah, he's deliberately said when, which is good.
He's going to leave on his own terms. I like that.
As long as nothing happens in the meantime. Touch wood. Yeah, I mean, what could go wrong? We'll have outside interference. It won't be fair, but it'll be fun.
I think I would like to see Edge have one last title run.
Yeah.
But the problem being that, look who's got the title at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
It's going to be, if anything, a very, very short title run right at the end.
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Yeah. It won't be worth it.
No. Who you got?
Oh, Edge.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes. He'll overcome the odds.
I mean, Finn Balor's the last of the Judgment Day he needs to face. I mean, Rhea Ripley, because they're not going to have a man versus woman.
It's going to take a lot to make Finn Balor say I quit, though. So it'll be interesting to see how far they have to go to do it.
Yeah. I think this is the one match that has the most potential to get colour.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I can't imagine either of them submitting or saying I quit.
No.
They'd pass out before they did.
Yeah.
And that's not going to cut it, is it?
Does the ref stop it? I think he'd have to.
He'd have to. If they can't protect themselves, then he has to for safety. But then it's going to be a bit of a cop-out ending.
When you look at WrestleMania 13, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart in a submission match. Stone Cold Steve Austin passed out, and the ref had to stop it.
I guess it's a way to have someone lose, but they still look strong because they did not quit.
No.
So yeah, that might be.
That's
the way it goes.
that's the saving way to do it if you don't want to have those words uttered by one or the other. Obviously, the thing is you got to have that microphone right in your face as well, you know.
Yeah, so it's the shame as well as losing.
Yep.
It's a lot of stigma, and then if Finn Balor says it, what does that do to his position in Judgment Day? Yeah. Because I'll see him as weak.
So, one thing we've not really spoken about at all because it's only happened in the last few weeks is these white rabbit things. And the first white rabbit. So, for those not in the know, anyone who's been watching Raw or SmackDown has seen QR codes flashing up on the screen. That is a tease or breadcrumbs or hints. I don't quite know. I don't know if it's I don't know. It's hard to because it's kind of in your face.
Clues.
Yeah, clues. Let's go with clues. To someone who is returning or debuting. We don't know who it is yet. That's
sort
the thing.
of. I guess they've tried to leave it open to interpretation as much as possible. It's just been a QR code, and some people have checked it out, and has led them down this road. And I think it's become each one is a little bit more
leaning towards
not obvious, but
there's kind of certainly leaning towards a certain
like you say, breadcrumbs. Each one is going to get you closer to it.
And the first one was that video of the rabbit playing. Hangman.
Yes.
And I can't remember was it Who Killed the World? I think it said. And the when you revealed the actual answer, it was you did. But when the rabbit's going through the letters, it starts on the letter D, then it goes to E, then it goes to M,
Yep.
then to O, and then back to N, which spells the word demon. The one thing I noticed was the X's that were striking out the letters are the same X's that Finn Balor uses on his gear.
Just a different colour.
Well, no, not anymore. It's purple because it's Judgment Day.
Purple now, yeah.
Because it's Judgment Day. So, A, they've got the crosses. B, they're spelling out demon.
Yeah. So, could it be now?
Or
do you think?
Could Judgment Day have a different leader that the other clues of this white rabbit hunt have been alluding to, and he's going to return at Extreme Rules?
Replace Finn Balor?
Well, as Finn Balor literally said, I am the leader of Judgment Day. All he says
they've
is...
said that they don't need a leader, they don't want a leader.
Yeah, but this is, we are the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Who's to say this individual doesn't come back and be like, well, you do need a leader, and I'm here to lead you.
Interesting.
So Finn Balor loses, and then this guy turns up, maybe. That's one way to do it. Yeah. Okay. So, speaking of more spookies. Next up. Well, I say spookies, he's not really spooky, but next up, we've got Drew McIntyre. Spooky Drew versus Karrion Kross.
He's a little bit spooky.
Karrion Kross is amazing. He's amazing. Amazingly spooky. What kind of match was this, Leanne?
Falls Count Anywhere.
Strap match.
That's the strap match. I knew there was one. I have a terrible memory. It's not my fault.
She just doesn't pay attention.
That too.
So, I was like, Karrion Kross returned like, what, close to 2 months ago now, I think, give or take. He's only had one match thus far, so this will be his second outing since his return. They've kind of retconned the whole bondage gladiator, thank God for that. And he's got Scarlett with him, thank God for that. And he's been kind of hounding and stalking Drew McIntyre a little bit, costing him matches. He's been getting that cross jacket submission on him constantly. There was that botched fireball spot, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
From SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. But that was a last minute thing apparently.
Okay.
And they didn't have a chance to test it would work properly. So they did what they could, but Drew, being the professional he was, didn't drop. He didn't clutch his face because it was like, but it was more like a, oh, that blinded me. And he kind of did, and then they kind of got where they needed to go anyway, which is great.
You know who wouldn't have messed up that spot?
The Wizard Chris Jericho?
Yep.
I was going to say Paul Bearer because Paul Bearer's done stuff like that as well.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
yeah, the Wizard Chris Jericho wouldn't have.
No.
But then I'm convinced he's just got a flamethrower up his sleeve as opposed to a bit of flash paper.
Probably.
Because like the WWE ones, they look about this big. The AEW ones are like, boom, fireballs. It's like, whoa, my eyebrows are singed and I'm watching it on TV. You know, Parkway Drive, played Cardiff the other night. I've seen pictures. That's the kind of fireballs that Chris Jericho was throwing.
Yeah. Lots of fire.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're finally getting to see Karrion Kross a bit more. And we'll get to see him in a match against a high-profile talent, as opposed to was it Tony Nese? No, Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
Was like a crush or squash match or
crush match.
Enhancement talent match, as it were, almost.
I'm going to start using crush
match because he just crushed him. But I think this is going to be just a slap fest.
Yeah, they're going to just like leather each other
with the strap.
Yeah.
With the strap. Because it's leather. It's a leather strap.
Yeah.
See?
It's going to be lots of big movements, big kicks, big hits, probably some headbutts along the way. It's going to be a big hit.
I'd be surprised if Scarlett doesn't get involved somehow.
I'm sure she will at some point.
That entrance is just so great. Every time I see that entrance, it's fantastic. I love it.
Very good.
I mean, yeah, there's not really much because they haven't really done much. I mean, you just kind of had them jumping each other a couple of times in the last few weeks. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to this. There's two big guys going at each other. Who have you got to win this one?
I'm finding this one a little bit tricky because I think I really want Karrion Kross to win it. But I don't know if that's the direction they're going to go in because Drew's been on a high for a long time.
Has he? Because he didn't beat Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, but he then got a big spot like at the end, and he's still sort of riding high from it.
What, by singing in the ring with Tyson Fury?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I'm gonna go with Kross.
Karrion Kross?
Yeah.
Guess what?
You too?
100%. That might be because I want to see him win.
Yeah, it would be really cool though.
And I don't know if that's just leaning more into my that's what I want as opposed to that's what I think. But I honestly believe Karrion Kross. I don't think they're going to do Drew and Roman again soon.
Hopefully not. It'd be interesting to see Karrion Kross and Roman Reigns.
So the next match that Roman Reigns has is at Crown Jewel against Logan Paul. Yay, great, awesome. But after that, because there's no way Logan Paul's winning that. After that, you probably have some sort of multi-person match at Survivor Series with the Bloodline.
Yeah.
And then whatever he'd probably take December off, I'd imagine, the December PLE. But then he might, on day one, have a challenger on that, and I think it would be Karrion Kross. And I think Karrion Kross would have a great match with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Karrion Kross is explosive. What we've seen so far is nothing. You watch NXT stuff, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah, Karrion Kross needs to win this one to keep that, because he's kind of he's come in and he got that wave, and then he's kind of.
You don't want him to dip off now, and
now
he's never going to get anywhere.
And then a win over Drew will go from that plateau and just back up again, you know.
Yeah,
I think that's
a good shout.
Okay, that's all of the non-title matches.
Nice.
Next up, we've got 2 title matches. The first one from Raw, in which Bianca Belair defends her Raw Women's Championship against Bayley.
Ladder match.
Did you read my notes?
Nope.
Okay.
I remember because they had the spot on the last Raw with Bayley at the top of the ladder and the other 2 on the sides, and then Bianca on the floor. And
the other 2 on the sides. Who are the other 2?
Dakota Kai and Io Sky.
There we go.
Tag team champs.
I would have also accepted Damage Control.
That too.
I feel like I'm playing a game show.
I know, I hate it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Do I get a prize?
Yeah.
What's my prize? Oh, that's nice.
There you
go. I flinched, but it's nice.
I'm not nasty. I don't beat her. She just says that
just
I do
really
to get
jumpy.
pity. She says I do to get pity from everyone. Just ignore her. Just wait till we get that strap out after. Beat you 7 bells with it. And I'll get the ladder out. Okay, so as a quick side note on this one, we were saying about things being uneven earlier on, and I made a note there about uneven. So, in terms of Raw, not thinking SmackDown, in terms of Raw itself, how many women in that Raw division can you name off the top of your head?
I get very mixed up about who's on what brand, so this is going to be impossible for me.
Okay, well, just...
I don't know which ones are on Raw. That's the problem.
Well, reel them off. I'll tell you if they're not.
What? So I just start naming women. I don't know. Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Asuka.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan.
Nope. SmackDown.
Bayley.
Yep.
Dakota Kai.
Yep.
Io Sky.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Lacey Evans.
SmackDown. My point is, she's not very good at this, but my point is, right, of those 6 women, that's probably about 90% of the Raw women, of the women on Raw. The only other 2 that I could think of off the top of my head would be Nikki Cross, or Nikki ASH, rather, and Candice LeRae.
Okay.
Doudrop, I don't know where she's gone. She might be injured. I have no idea. I haven't seen her for a while.
Is Shotzi on
SmackDown?
Yeah. That's all of them.
Because it's...
Becky.
Because Rodriguez and Aaliyah are also on SmackDown. Becky's out injured, so it's technically she doesn't count. My point is, of the last sort of... Since SummerSlam... Those are pretty much the only 6 that are featured predominantly in any storylines on Raw. Because there's only 2 others, one being Nikki ASH and the other being Candice LeRae, who only returned or made her debut 2 weeks ago. So I feel that this division needs a bit of a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
And having Bianca Belair as champion is not doing that, in my mind. And I've said this before. It's been way too long.
Every time she comes out, I'm like, oh, I forgot she was champ.
In my mind, the gimmick is stale. She needs to do something to change her character.
Considering we've been saying the gimmick stale, it needs to change for months and months.
And it's the exact same gimmick she had in NXT. Yeah. So this gimmick, this character that she's portraying, has been the exact same for the last 5-6 years, maybe.
No change.
Even
whatsoever.
Bayley's changed in that time, from the hugger and the floating tube men thing to taking the axe to them and cutting her hair short and ding dong, hello.
I was trying to think of others who haven't changed, and I thought Asuka, but then she went through that phase where she had the black mist. So that was a change in character, which is now gone.
Green mist, wasn't it?
Green mist?
Yeah,
it was a
mist.
mist.
You're thinking House of Black?
They're all mists. But yeah, I mean...
Like Alexa Bliss has gone through different changes.
Yeah.
Obviously Dakota Kai or Sky one just come up, but even they've changed their characters and that.
Yeah.
Nikki ASH. She's gone through different changes, so the superhero thing, even though she's still doing the superhero thing, there's still been changes to it.
Yeah, she's
taking
more
off the
super
cape,
villain and
putting on
stuff.
the leather jacket.
Yeah.
That's a change. Changing the colour to a darker colour to be more like a super villain.
Yeah.
That's a character change.
I feel like
Dewdrop has changed.
Belair is leaning into this is the authentic me. And the danger of doing that is that means you can't change without stopping being the authentic you. And I think whether it's her or someone else that's resisting it, but yeah.
I'd like to think it's her personally, but that's the thing, that she needs to change.
Yeah. Everyone else is changing. She can't be the only one who doesn't. And I think it would be helpful. Bring some intrigue. Turn a heel.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be better than what they're doing now. We're just floundering in the same damn thing.
It's just the same.
Constantly.
The only difference now is she's in a team, sort of. I use
affiliation
team loosely.
I'd say affiliation.
She got some friends.
Yeah, it's like an affiliation. But then if the potential White Rabbit is who the speculation is, who's to say one of her friends doesn't rejoin that person? You know? It's good to see Bayley back. She's only had 2 matches since she has come back, and she has won both of those.
Yes.
Finally got to see the Raw Women's titles belong with Dakota Kai and Io Sky, where they should have been from the very start. Dropping those to Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah in that tournament finals was just absolute crap.
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't know why they did that. That made no sense whatsoever.
No. They've really messed it up with Aaliyah. I think she could have had something more if she hadn't had that really, really short win, the record-breaking win. Then they could have probably done more with her. I think it's limited what
the problem with Aaliyah.
She can't top it.
The problem with Aaliyah is that it's going to sound really harsh, but it's the facts, okay?
She can't wrestle.
She's not remarkable.
No.
She isn't a good wrestler. She spent the longest tenure in the history of NXT in NXT.
Yeah.
She was there for like 8 years.
Yeah. And now
no one has stayed there that long.
They've given her a gimmick that she can't do anything with. Yeah. Pretty much.
It's not even that. They haven't even given her a gimmick pretty much.
The gimmick is the record breaking time.
And that was just crap.
Yeah. And it can't lead anywhere. There's no possible place for it to go. They just shouldn't have done that.
Nope.
For more reasons than that, but
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was
anyway,
awful.
Yeah, the women's division definitely needs something.
And I was thinking when Damage Control, Io Sky and Dakota Kai showed up at SummerSlam, I thought, oh, great, here we go, we're getting some new blood. Obviously, Becky Lynch was turning back into a face, and she looked like she was going to team with Bayley, with Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
And that was great, but then obviously she dislocated her shoulder, so she can't, which, fair enough, and we hope that she's recovering well, because I think that we need her back sooner rather than later. Yeah. And as bad as this is going to sound coming out of my mouth, maybe it's time for Charlotte Flair to come back.
You did not just say that.
Because at the point where it's standing now, I would rather see Charlotte Flair as Raw Women's Champion than Bianca Belair.
I mean, she did. She does a great job.
And I can't stand Charlotte Flair. So what does that tell you about Bianca Belair?
You know. And the belt needs to move.
Yeah. I mean, any other thoughts about the match? We haven't really spoken about the match per se, but...
There's going to be interference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's going to be awkward use of ladders that doesn't quite work. It's going to happen. We even saw it on Raw. We won't go there because they don't know how to use ladders a lot of the time. Why don't they? I do think they have lessons with like the male wrestlers who've done ladder matches a lot.
Triple H would probably have seen that and gone, right, we need to get some experienced guys.
It's time for
the
ladder
problem
training.
Is most of the experienced guys aren't in the company anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
The closest one you probably got is Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
He's in NXT, but you could easily bring him up. That's fine to do some training or send him down to NXT to do some training.
Just get him to do like practice using ladders in matches. Because come on.
But I guess the problem is that when you're practicing in the ring and it's an empty arena or an empty building, it's different from having a live crowd.
Pressure.
Or you're not going to be maybe perspiring as much, and there's not going to be as slick as in the real match.
But at least like if you practiced what you're trying to do over and over again, you're more likely to get it right on the night.
No, I get it.
But I don't know. I'm 100% guaranteed there's gonna be some moments that were like, you didn't do that right. But there's also gonna be some great spots, and Bayley's great.
Yeah.
I think Bianca is good.
I think
it's just the character.
At the moment, Bayley has obviously come back after a year out from an injury. She's only had 2 matches, so I don't really feel she's gotten into that groove yet.
No, maybe
into
not.
That sort of putting on banger after banger after bang. I'm just going for the Sheamus thing now. At the moment, and I want to see her get back to that point where she was at, where she's like just knocking it out of the park, because she is a great in-ring talent.
This will be a good opportunity to showcase it if she's still got it.
Yeah, I think she does.
Yeah.
I don't want that interference to come too early.
No.
And potentially ruin that spotlight for her.
No.
Because that was...
that's very true. Cool. I don't know if my pick's going to be a 1. I think it has to be a 1 pick.
Bayley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I think it would really boost damage control because they'll have the 3 belts.
Yes.
And give that injection into the women's division a bit and change things up. So even if I think it would be a good idea, it's not just because I like Bayley more or anything, I think that it would be a good move for the company.
Yeah. Just pull Bella out of that title picture for a bit, because it's just gotten stale.
Give her a break. She needs, just give her a holiday.
It's stale. I did see that one of the other female talents wants to see a mid-card title come into the company.
Haven't got enough women yet.
Raquel Rodriguez wants a mid-card title in the company, apparently. But
is it based on how strong your back is?
It's a shoulder flex title. This one's tricky because I want Bayley to win it, but I don't know if they're ready to pull it off Bianca yet.
It's been riding high, sort of. For a lot of people.
I think the problem as well is it depends on the next match.
Ooh, yeah.
Because Survivor Series is coming up and you usually have champion versus champion. So if Bayley wins, who do you see out of Liv and Ronda going against Bayley? And does that influence this match? Because if that match influences it and what I think is going to happen in that match, Bianca Belair's retaining.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. This is a really tough one, actually.
Ronda versus Bayley would be weird. Can't visualize that.
But Liv versus Bayley, you can.
Yeah.
But then can you visualize Bianca and Liv?
No.
Can you visualize Bianca and Ronda?
They've done it before, I think. Have they? Have they done it
No.
Before? No. It's just that easy to visualize, I guess.
But you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm gonna move on to the next match, so I'll put my prediction down in a sec. Okay. Just going a little bit more thinking time with that one.
Cheat.
So how is it cheating? I'm not waiting until after Extreme Rules to write it down, Leanne.
Imagine. I didn't get extra thinking time.
So, yeah, because you already said that you wanted Bayley to win. See what I'm gonna prep with you? It's ridiculous. On to the last match of the evening.
Yeah.
We've got the SmackDown Women's Championship match, where Liv Morgan is defending against Ronda Rousey. Pop quiz, what kind of match is it?
We haven't actually had an Extreme Rules match.
There we go. This was the first match announced for the card as well, back just after Clash of the Castle, so.
It's my Extreme.
Obviously, Liv challenged Ronda, and she said, I want an Extreme Rules match, and Ronda just kind of laughed it off and went, okay, your funeral, kind of thing. But Liv's kind of been taking it to her, especially with the bat last week on SmackDown.
Yeah. She's gonna bring weapons.
Very Harley Quinn kind of vibes. I mean, there's going to be weapons everywhere anyway, but...
Weapons. She's gonna bring her own.
But, is there going to be interference?
I don't know. Who would interfere? Oh,
Shayna. But, whose side does she interfere on? We all know that Shayna and Ronda are close friends. We all know they're part of the 4 horsewomen of the UFC, or the MMA world. And we all know that Liv Morgan beat Shayna, boo, last month at Clash of the Castle. Lame. But Ronda also had some choice words from Shayna, saying that for Shayna, saying you're not the Shayna you used to be. Where's the beast, the monster? Where's the Shayna I know?
Yeah.
So who's to say Shayna doesn't come out and beat up Ronda Rousey and cost her the match?
Like, here it is. Oof.
This is another tricky one.
I think it's gonna be a good match one way or the other.
I hope so. The last match they had was decent, but that ending was ass.
I think the trouble is that Liv, she can't, I know she has, but like realistically, without the weapons, without cheating, she can't win this.
No.
But she has access to all that. But then so does Ronda.
So does Ronda.
So if it feels like she should not win, she doesn't, I hate to say it, she doesn't deserve to win this match. Maybe shouldn't have been put in the position of going against Ronda, but I mean, what else can you do?
Well, Ronda won the number 1 contendership, so...
Back themselves into a corner.
Because they've got not many women on the roster.
I am gonna go with...
Oh, we're going to predictions, okay.
I think so. Did you have more to say?
No, not really.
Oh, it's hard.
It's quite tragic that the 2 title matches are the ones we got the least to say in actual relation to the matches.
It's like if Liv wins, Ronda's gonna want another rematch because it's not gonna be.
But if Liv wins in an Extreme Rules match, Ronda doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, because there's no escalation.
She beat me unfairly. It's an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, if Ronda wins, Liv goes back to the bottom of the pile.
Yeah. If Shayna interferes and costs Ronda Rousey the match, Ronda will be like, well, she didn't beat me, Shayna beat me. Yeah. So she would have another match, potentially.
If Ronda costs Liv the match...
Shayna costs Liv.
That one. That way around. Does Liv go after Shayna again? I don't know.
Potentially, yeah. But then you also have the problem with that is the championship rematch.
I think I'm going to go with Ronda.
Yeah.
Because from thinking through different possibilities, it feels like they've reached the plateau, and like we were saying before, things need to maybe change.
Yeah.
Switch things up.
Yeah.
Put Liv with someone else. Maybe she can go into a tag team for a bit. Because I think if she stays in singles after this run and losing to Ronda, she's going to get lost again like she was before. So something maybe a bit different to break it up.
Kind of saying what we were saying about Bianca Belair earlier with stagnation. I don't think Liz is quite at stagnation point yet.
No.
But they are severely running out of ways for her to go.
I know. Because she did a whole, I'm changing my character and then became the same person a little bit. Which I'd only just realised happened. Because she was changing, wasn't she? She did a whole, in the mirror, this is who I really am thing.
Yep. Well, that was Vince McMahon era, though. So.
Yeah, true. It doesn't count anymore.
So who's to say that if she does lose to Ronda, after she's the one that challenged her to the Extreme Rules match, she might end up having maybe a couple of weeks off or a month or whatever, and then being like, right, reset, let's do something different. You know?
Okay. Yeah, Ronda.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ronda as well. And on that one, I'm going to go Belair for...
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I think Belair versus Ronda would probably be a better match than Bayley versus Ronda, because you'd have... But then is Ronda a face? I don't know. I think Belair... I don't think they're ready to drop the title to Bayley yet.
No, I think Ronda's a face.
I think Bayley needs a bit more in-ring time to get to that point. As much as I'd love to see Bayley win that and have damage control with all 3 titles.
Maybe not yet.
Not yet. Work for it.
So is Ronda a face or a heel?
I don't at this point, I'm not sure.
Because she did the whole suspension thing.
Yeah, but then the fans love a heel.
Move.
But the fans love an anti-hero. The fans love someone who just sticks it to their boss.
But does the fans loving you make you a face, or do they just love a heel sometimes? Stone Cold, heel or face? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because I'd say his actions are sort of heel-like.
Anti-heel?
Yeah, I think it's like a whole different category, isn't
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
So is Ronda the Stone Cold of our age? No, she's not.
I will smack you straight up where we stand.
There cannot be enough.
There is only one Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Of our age.
No one will ever replicate what Stone Cold did.
No. They may try.
Yeah, so that's the 6 matches. It's quite a short and sweet card of sorts. What's your most anticipated match?
The Brawling Brutes versus Imperium.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's going to be brutal and
a banger.
Great fun. It's going to be a banger. Banger after banger. It's going to be... Well, that's like the sound of shillelaghs hitting people. Banger after banger after banger.
I think for me, just because I want to see more of it, is Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. I just want to see Karrion Kross just wreck Drew McIntyre and watch that stunned silence on the crowd after he just gets absolutely pummeled into the mat by Karrion Kross. TikTok, Roman, TikTok. Yeah, so, I mean, as we already covered, Crown Jewel will be the next one after this. We'll do a proper thing of the other in the reactions video anyway. But they have already announced that Logan Paul, will be facing Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
We are not gonna do a whole opinions about Logan Paul thing again.
No,
we've done it.
No, I think for the predictions for that will be Bloodline are great, Bloodline are awesome. We are the ones. Sami Zayn's non-reuse.
Yes.
Roman Reigns is beating the.
That's our predictions done. We'll just cut and paste this into that video.
Don't tempt me. Okay, take us away, Leanne.
Thank you so much for watching our predictions video for Extreme Rules. We will be back with our reactions once we've managed to watch it. We've got a busy weekend ahead, so we'll get there.
We should probably preface that. We might not be able to watch this on Sunday because we've got a busy weekend.
So it's likely to be
Monday or
Tuesday. Wednesday at the very, very latest. So we'll be back with that. Enjoy Extreme Rules. Let us know in the comments if you agree with our predictions. I don't have anything specific to ask. Is Ronda a heel or a face? Or have you got a good name for whatever she is if she's not?
Is the Brutes versus Imperium going to be another banger?
There is only one answer.
Yes.
Please like this video if you liked it. Or if you don't, just hit the button anyway, because hitting buttons is fun. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Again,
ding, ding.
Hitting buttons is fun.
Ding, ding.
Just don't hit the unsubscribe, just the subscribe one.
Ding dong, hello. I had to get one in somewhere.
Follow us on socials. We have a link tree. We're keeping updated, and if you on our link tree, then you can have a look and you will see what our latest video is and what our latest board game video is. It's sort of really easy to get all the new stuff in one place, so check it out. Put some clicks on it, because I keep looking at the
clicks
analytics
in your life,
and I want more clicks on our link tree.
Follow
Follow us on socials.
Everyone likes them numbers. Give us them numbers.
Hit the buttons. Buttons is fun. Just
not that big red one.
No, don't hit that.
Don't touch the big red button.
Until next time, don't hit the big red button.
Bye.